Welcome everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We are giving you another wonderful interview today with a very knowledgeable lady who knows way more about crystals and jewelry than I could ever wish to, and we are talking about the wonderful magical rock that is Moldavite. This is a question that comes up a lot. Loads of you want to know more about Moldavite, and I couldn't think of a better person to discuss this fabulous rock with than Angela. So first of all, welcome to you, Angela.
Hi.
Angela of Empowered Crystals. You can find her everywhere. She also has a YouTube channel, Empowered Crystals, and we will put links to those down in the comment section when this video goes up. So, Angela, Moldavite. I love me some Moldavite, and I know you do too. So I've got a few questions that I would like to ask on behalf of everybody that watches both our channels. First of all, where does it come from?
Right, it only comes from one mine in the Czech Republic, and it was formed, they think, about 50 million years ago when a meteorite hit Earth. And you get lots of tektites, and tektite is a stone where a meteorite hits Earth and it forms like a volcanic type rock with the heat. But with Moldavite, they're usually black, the tektites, and with Moldavite, it's formed this really dark, lustrous green, which is the only tektite that is that colour, and that's where Moldavite is formed. So it's only one mine it comes from, and it's going to get rarer, obviously, because there's just this one place that it comes from.
So very exclusive then.
Yes, and expensive.
Yeah, I was going to get to that. Yeah, with that is on my list of questions. So also, what can we use it for in terms of our physical health?
I personally, I don't concentrate on physical health of crystals because everybody's different and there's so many legalities of things. But it is supposed to be a calming stone, and it is supposed to just calm things down. But as far as the energies combined with healing and our bodies, it can be different for people, and you hear some people really can be healed with stones and other people say it makes them worse. So I don't concentrate on that, but the one thing I would say about Moldavite, it does tend to bring out symptoms, and a lot of people say that is actually healing you. So it can be sort of like a general deep healing rather than something specific.
Right, okay. So what we would probably use it for then is more in spiritual terms. So what can it be used for in terms of spiritual development and spiritual growth?
Well, this is called the Stone of Transformation. It's all about spiritual growth, and it can be a roller coaster ride. So if you don't want to get on the ride, don't use Moldavite. It can sort of be, some people get scared of it because it can be a bit traumatic. So if you're in a job that you hate and you won't move, you can find yourself redundant and things like that, but it sort of leads on to something better and forces you in. So if you want something more gentle, you want to make your own decisions, then probably Moldavite isn't for you. But if you really want that spiritual growth and pushed into really developing spiritually, then it really is a good stone. The power of the stone can be a bit overwhelming for some people. And it's got such strong energy. It's actually got something which is termed the Moldavite flush, where people get overheated. I know I gave it to my boyfriend, because what I do when I create pieces of jewellery, I make, I either try it out if it's a new design, or if it's a men's one, I get my partner to try it out. and he just messaged me and said, this it's a bracelet, this bracelet's getting so hot, and he ended up having to take it off because it was getting so hot. He was like freaking out because he didn't know what was going on. But yeah, it can be really powerful. Some people don't feel anything, they really meld with the energy beautifully, and they get the calming effect. So it really's got quite extreme range of effects for different people.
Yeah, I know many people have come and said it makes me hyper, you know, I can't, I'm just on the go constantly, like it over boosts me, and so I know I've got to take it off. With me, I do sort of, I have melded well. I seem to, I don't feel like overly hyper with it. I feel quite balanced when I'm actually wearing quite a large piece of Moldavite today. A little bit of piece of amethyst at the bottom and a piece of moonstone at the top. So I'm going to ask you an extra question that I had not written down, which is, what are the best crystals to wear alongside Moldavite? As we know, it's very, very powerful by itself. It doesn't always need anything else with it. But if you were going to put it with crystals, what crystals are best to work with?
With Moldavite, it's one of the few crystals that there are actually a lot of recommendations of crystals to use with it, because the energy can be so high, and also there's such a different range of effects on different people. And if you start working with Moldavite, it's going to bring everything to your higher chakras. So it's that spiritual growth. So your energy is going to be up here. So if you're already up here, it might be why some people don't feel the energy quite so much. So you're talking about a grounding stone, and hematite is the one. It's very heavy stone that is supposed to bring that energy back down. So the Moldavite's trying to bring you up here, and then the hematite's trying to bring you down there, so you'll get that balance. And so that can actually help you to start working with it if you find Moldavite being too strong. On the other side, for people that don't feel the energy, you can use 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏, and that amplifies yes, your favorite. Amplify it, and that will bring up the energy, and that will assist with enhancing third eye visionary experiences as well. And 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 amplifies the strength of every crystal that's near it. So it's great if you want to have a boost. And I actually meld very well with 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 and not so much with Moldavite, funnily enough. So it's a strange one. But the thing is, also with Moldavite, that I forgot to say, is it's also very cleansing. So when people sort of get symptoms, as I was talking about, and this range of symptoms, it can actually be like that healing crisis where it's actually trying to clear out that energy. So if you've got issues that you haven't worked through, then it can be quite a powerful experience for you.
That's interesting. Well, if I'm feeling a bit dangerous later, I might put my 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 earrings on and just go with it. Interestingly, actually, I do have hematite bracelet on today.
There you go. And wearing the Moldavite up here, and then the hematite bracelet down there, that's actually naturally balancing out your energy anyway, because your hands will naturally be nearer your root chakra. So yeah, it's great.
There you go. I got that bang on. I must be psychic or something. That's crazy. So what is the average cost of a smallish piece of Moldavite?
It can really range, because sometimes it goes on weight, sometimes quality, but if you're seeing something for £5, I would question it, to be honest. In jewellery, I mean, I would say you're talking about £30 minimum for tiny pieces in it. So I would not buy anything too cheap. And I would try to go to local suppliers because they're much less likely to have imported anything in. That's the only thing I would say. If you're starting to import stuff in from other countries, unless you know the supplier, you don't know where they've got it from. Because it comes from the Czech Republic, if you're buying from China, then they would have had to go and import this stuff from the Czech Republic to China and then back to you. And it's like, you know, it's possible, but it's more likely that you're bringing in extra factors which you can't control.
So trusted suppliers is absolutely key. I only really buy my crystals from one lady who runs a local shop where I live, and I absolutely trust everything she sells is ethically sourced anyway, and that's kind of like her branding. So yeah, I would I only really trust my supplier. Now I was very lucky enough to be gifted a beautiful, I've shown you this before, a beautiful
piece though, isn't it?
it's not small. I mean, well, this is a piece that I bought from my local lady at the Crystal Buddha. It's like an arrowhead shape, which I really, really like, but the size difference is huge. So I just want to take this opportunity to thank John again, who sent me this beautiful piece, because I was blown away by the fact that somebody gifted me a piece of Moldavite, never mind the fact that it is pretty big for a piece of Moldavite compared to the pieces that I have, which are very dinky. So I think the only thing I've got left to ask you really is, please, could you show us some of your absolutely stunning pieces of handmade jewellery, which are all available on your website, of course, 𝗏𝗪edcrystals.com. And please make me jealous and show me what you got.
They keep on selling out, so it's a bit shorter than it was originally. Right, so hopefully.
Yeah, I see that.
This is a copper wire wrap, and you can see it's quite a thick piece as well. And that's a pendant.
Can I just ask you a question? Does the copper amplify the energy of, what materials amplify the energy of Moldavite?
What I was told by my spirit guides is these spirals that I do at the front, they actually create like energy portals and amplify the energy. All my wires have got copper in the middle that aren't sterling silver. So I actually use, because Moldavite's so expensive, I have combined it in the past with sterling silver, but it puts the price up so much that I've started to use silver filled and copper, partly because I really like the copper colour with it, and partly, as I say, the energy is, it creates those energy portals, and partly because the silver filled is 99% silver, and so it is so much brighter because it's that pure silver on the outside than a sterling silver would be.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, it's I believe anything with copper in it, and I also, silver has different properties as well. I've actually got on my website for the sterling silver, I've actually got what sterling silver actually represents, and it's like lunar energies, and there's quite a lot of information around that. So there is quite a little bit on my website of information and stuff.
Brilliant. Wow. I should have got in there quicker with a pair of Moldavite earrings, shouldn't I?
Oh, I've got those to show, haven't I? I forgot about them.
Oh, okay. Just put them to one side for me, please. I can't let anyone else have those. Yes, please. Thank you very much.
And the little pendants as well. So they're, I tried to make these because they're a little bit cheap and they're a little bit more accessible, and also the energy for people that are trying to meld their energy into it. It's a little bit more acceptable to the aura when it's the little pieces. So, but what I find that if you're going to have reaction to a crystal, not I mean as an adverse reaction, I mean as in it's going to help you. It doesn't really matter with the size of the crystal, because just as long as you've got it in your aura, it will help you grow in that way that you need to grow.
It's just it's so lovely to see, and also you Reiki infuse all of your jewelry as well. I should mention that.
As well, and I also use these special angelic symbols, and they also create energy portals. And a lot of people have said they've had Reiki jewelry and they've had mine, and mine has got such a lighter energy. And I put it down to these angelic symbols. I don't know anybody else that uses them in programming their jewelry.
Wonderful. That is amazing. And everyone needs to go and check out your website, 𝗏𝗛𝗡𝗪𝗏crystals.com. Please also check out this wonderful lady's YouTube of the same name, 𝗏𝗛𝗡𝗪𝗏 Crystals. And we will most definitely be coming to you with more crystal interviews. Like I'm interviewing a crystal. That sounds ridiculous. What I mean is discussions about more crystals in the future, because there's so many to talk about, and so many of you message me with, oh, could you do a video about this crystal and that crystal? I love this crystal. So I'm like, you know what? Fine. I will do it, because I could happily talk about crystals all day long, but I prefer to talk about crystals because there's more than this. So thank you so much for joining me today, Angela. It's been wonderful talking to you about fabulous, marvelous Moldavite, and I look forward to talking to you again.
It's lovely. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.